I don't know. Like, have you tried copy pasting it?
Okay, so this is the song list, and then I can put also up there your album cover. Do you want which one do you want
I'll
first?
describe the songs first. We'll
Okay.
save the best for last, cause why not?
Okay.
Anyways, I gotta zoom in, cause yes, I have to zoom in for stuff. And for the people who are watching the recording, hello recording girl, by the way. What you're seeing on the screen is like I'm showing this as an example in case if you are stuck on this assignment. I mean it's very easy. Don't get me wrong, but it's literally like the easiest assignment out there. It's like your Cell Organelle playlist assignment. I have some songs, for example, like I'm from the pointer out. So the cytoplasm I chose, "Something in the Water" by Carrie Underwood. Like it talks about like the jelly-like substance that cytoplasm is, like, it just describes it in the chorus and, like, the first few lines, I think. And for Nucleus, I choose Control by Halsey, and yes, it's a clean version, don't worry, I found a clean version, so you're all good, and basically the chorus talks about, like, who is in control and all that stuff, so I just thought, "Ah, why not? I'll choose that." For Chloroplasts, "Here Comes the Sun, do 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 do." I got that song in my head for some reason, like, from the Beatles. It's one of the best songs heard of, and the song its title itself like reminds me. I know it reminds me of the chloroplasts. Like they like photosynthesis. It's just how it is. For lysosomes, I don't know. I didn't know this artist like Florence plus the Machine breaking down. Like the title reminds me of like the molecule has been broken down by the lysosomes and all that stuff. And for the ER, Endoplasmic Reticulum, On the Road Again by Willie Nelson. The song title and like I think the chorus also talks about this. It reminds me of the ER's role, like transports materials around the cell, which of course contain ribosomes and all that. And mitochondria, of course. I chose Happy by Pharrell Williams. I know it's a bit of an overrated song, but don't get me wrong. I like it in particular. And apparently the song and the title of it, it's just like energy, energetic. It's like very happy and it gives you energy, just like the powerhouse of the cell just makes energy stores in the glucose and all that. For the last one, I saved the best for last. For the cell membrane, Another Brick in the Wall Part 2 by Pink Floyd, one of my favorite songs and one of my favorite bands. The title and the entire like song, the chorus, describes the says it all. Like the brick in the wall is like a part of the cell membrane slash barrier and all that stuff. So that's who's my example right there. I think now we're ready for the art of the moment of truth. So you can show the art. Thank you.
Yes, everybody tell me what you love most about Pip's project. Tell me what you love the most. Why is her project
You guys can
good?
tell on mic if you want, but I'm not forcing anyone.
Ooh, yeah, we like the colors. I like the color coding. What else do we like about how Pip did this project? What makes it great? Not just good, what makes it great? All of it, the format. I agree with you, Olivia. The explanations are really good. Right? She spent time in the lyrics of the song and she spent time like this shows me that she knows what the organelle's responsibility is. And because she picked really good song, not just titles, but lyrics, right?
Yeah, the hardest one in my opinion, like the lysosomes. I tried finding one that sounded the most legit, and the closest I can get was like Florence plus the Machines breaking down. Like it was a bit hard, but it was the closest I can get. But I still got nonetheless.
Good. Good. I love it. And then what do you notice about her as she presented her project? What are some things that we could say she did excellent as she presented her project, which is not a part of your grade, but my webcam kind of like on the side. Sorry. There we go. What do you think about it? What made it great as she presented? Yes, she was confident in explaining it, right? It wasn't something that she read and wrote down that weren't her words. She was able to just pick up and explain it this morning, and that shows her confidence. All right, so I would say Pip took this project to the next level because she was able to not only do the project but present the project and present it with excellence and with confidence. Good. So we are going to pull up Pip's album cover. She worked really hard on
Yep.
this.
Took me 2 days to make this, and it was worth it. Here it is, the moment of truth. Pull up, summon the album, summon it in all its glory. The beauty of an album cover. I mean, I know it's cut off on the bottom, but I'll tell y'all
Sorry.
what was on the bottom. Yeah, it's cut off on the bottom, but it's all good.
Did I
So
cut it off a lot?
it's only cut off to the bottom, but
I'll try to
I
get another
I put
one.
it on the Padlet if you guys want to check it out. Let me just.
Perfect. I was going to say, can we make a spot on the Padlet, Pip, for those who want to
Yeah.
share them? And then maybe
Yeah.
we can share from the Padlet too, and then it will make it easier than trying to upload all of
That
the.
sounds good. Now, I know it's cut off on the bottom, but I will describe, like, what's below it, you know? So there's, like, solo organelles, like the cytoplasts, you know, I'll mention a few of them. Like, there's Cyto, he's the main one. This is Chloro right here. He's the only one that is truly a plant organelle. Lysol is the one, like, I don't know, I don't know. He just doesn't get much attention, but he does do he does do the album covers alongside Cyto, and he's really good at it. This is Membrano, like, he's the dude who, like, monitors everything. He knows. He has to make this as good as it can. So this is, Chondria. I changed her name at one point. She was gonna be Mitochondria, but I shortened it to Chondria, so that sounds more legit. She's literally, like, the queen. Like, she's literally one of the vocals. She sings very well. And Nucleon is trying to take her spot.
Here.
Like, Nucleon's like, he's just jealous of her, really, in general, and he's trying, like, his hardest to do. He's like the control center of the whole band. Like, he just tries to make everything stable and all that. And this is Endorma. Like, I know she's moving it around and all, but Endorma's right
Sorry,
here.
hold on. Is it not fixed?
What?
I thought I fixed it.
No, it's just cut off. It's okay though. I put the Padlet in the link in case you were curious. Like, if you guys want to check out in full, but this is Endorma. Like, she is like just like Chondria. She and Chondria are like really best friends, and they love to give out energy. Like, they are all the energetics, and Endorma's the one who tells the other members that they go on tours and stuff, because she's transporting them to the tours and all that. And then I know it's cut off at the bottom, but you see that they're organelles. I mean, they're cut off the bottom, but
There
you
they
can
are.
tell. Oh, there they are. Hey, okay. Now you can see it in full. So this is what I was talking about. All the organelles in the bottom, including the cell membrane just being dope. He's just cool. And then the organelles in the bottom, that they're organelle forms. And I named it cell up organelles because why not? They're selling up. They're just, you know, getting together and making teamwork and all that. So yeah, that's the album cover, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So yeah, thank you.
Awesome. So did you make like these guys down here? Yeah. So these guys that are the when they're in their organelle mode, they match their like the color of their people mode, right?
Yep.
That's so cool.
I also planned on inversing the roles of them too, because you guys would be curious on what they would look like if they were the opposites. Like, I know Chondria, if just a bit of lore for her, like, she has a birthmark, and she was originally planned to be like Chloro, and she was green, but she turned into pink as a result of her being, like, I guess she's both, and everyone is both except Chloro's the only one that's truly a plant one, and nothing really else. So that's just how it is. So yeah, again, thank you everyone. Now let's move on to class.
Oh, I love you. Ah, and now let's move on to class. I love this. Now, if I were a student in this class, I would be like, Mrs. Rittenhouse, I can't do that. I can't do that. That's okay. Everybody's album covers can look different and can lean into your strengths. My strength would not be this, okay? I am not good at doing this kind of artwork. That I'm creative, but not in that way. So that would not. Is anybody else willing to show their cell project this morning? This is fun. I'm enjoying this, and I feel like this is good for some of you that I've spent some time going back and forth in email and phone with you about some confusion. Aria, yes. Can you upload yours, or do you want me to?
Yeah, I guess Justin and Ari would
Okay, so
share.
let me go to a whiteboard.
Yeah.
If you want, can you put it on one of these
Oh, I
whiteboards?
almost forgot to mention. I think Ari and Justin need to have mod in order for them to copy paste. Don't worry, they're trustworthy. Don't get me wrong, they are trustworthy. So they have to have mod in order to copy paste. So I just want to tell that.
I have given you all the permissions I can give you. Let's see how that.
Yeah, but I think you can give Justin and Ari mod because they have to use mod in order to copy paste. I don't know why, but Neuro's Neuro. I don't know. But
Let me
come
go
on,
in and pull up. Well, or we could screen share. Can you screen share, Aria?
I have the ability to. I think everyone has, as far as I'm aware. Aria and yeah, Ari can do that. Yeah.
Awesome. That's okay, Justin. We can screen share, or I can try to go in here. Well, Aria, you go first, and I'll try to go into the grade book and pull Justin's up that way.
I don't know if we should just do Jeopardy music, but any minute now, y'all. Thank you for your patience. And to the people who are watching this recording, we're gonna get started with class after Ari and Justin share their things. So, thank you for your patience, everyone.
You've got it. She's right here. Perfect, Aria. And I'm working on yours, Justin, to get it saved like I did Pips and pull it up. All right, Aria, you take it away when you're ready.
Ari, aren't you gonna explain it? She stopped screen sharing. Like, you could
It's okay.
explain.
Let's give her 1 minute. Maybe she might have just had a technical error.
Yeah, I forgot to turn on my mic to explain it.
I
So
figured
give me
that
just a
might
second.
be. You're fine. No worries at all.
There we go. Okay, so I chose the cell wall for my first organelle. And similar to Pip, I believe she also chose brick in the wall. That was the first song to come to mind. Because the cell wall, it's a brick wall similar to a brick wall. It protects the cell with an extra barrier. So I said the cell wall is an extra barrier similar to what a brick wall, like what Floyd writes about. So the next organelle is the ER. I chose Life is a Highway by Rascal Flatts. And I chose that because the ER transports materials through the cell, similar to transportation like a highway or trucks driving. So Life is a Highway talks about like riding on the highway and like escaping and driving away. And then the lysome, I chose Breaking Down by Florence and the Machine. And the lysome breaks down large molecules and transports them. And Florence and the Machine, the song is about Florence breaking down like her life is just very troublesome. So she starts breaking down and like has to find help, similar to what the lysome does, because the lysome breaks down and then it transports other molecules, and it needs help doing that. Then the chloroplast, I chose Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles because chloroplast is the organelle that plants use to turn sunlight into energy. So I thought that one just made sense because Here Comes the Sun is just such a great song. I love the Beatles. So yeah, and then the mitochondrion, I have War for Katy Perry because the mitochondrion is the powerhouse of the cell where it turns energy to ATP. And I feel like Katy Perry's War song is just very like energetic and strong, like a powerhouse is. And then for the nucleus, I have Count on Me by Bruno Mars because the nucleus is the control center and it holds everything together. So all the other controls have to rely on the nucleus, so they rely on the nucleus. And then lastly is the cell membrane, and I have I'll Be Watching You by the Police. And I thought that one was kind of funny because the membrane watches what comes in and out of the cell, and I'll Be Watching You just kind of like during the song. It's kind of creepy though, the song. It's just like about this stalker who just watches people. So the context of the song is creepy, but for school related, I thought it fit in pretty well. And then I haven't designed an album cover yet. I wanted to turn this in before it went overdue, but I am coming up with one.
I loved it. Great job, Ari.
That's very nice, Ari. I actually did give feedback in I don't know, I'll read it on mic for like a little bit. So Ari, I really loved your project. And I gave a lot of feedback in IT last year, like IT explorations and all that. I think it would be better, like, if you like the full box in general, like that's containing all the songs, if you like extend it up like to the far right and some part of the left, like it would look more like organized because that's what I did because I just thought, I don't want it all like jumbled up, so I just decided to do that. Oh yeah, and with all due respect, I noticed that lysosome was spelled wrong twice, but it's all good. I knew what you were trying to say and all that, and I get that
Let's
too.
pull out
And
let's pull out only positives, Pip.
yeah, but I'm
Because
giving
we can
feedback.
always
You
find
know what
little
I'm
things.
Okay. Hold on. What I'm saying is I'm giving feedback, but in a positive light. As you may notice, I know there are typos, but it's okay. I appreciate what you're trying to say. And apparently, other than that, you did very amazing, not gonna lie. And yeah, I feel very awesome, like that you made one of the most pretty much the most cool, choices, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Rittenhouse. I was trying to give feedback to her with all due respect. So yeah.
That's good. That's good. Awesome. What else did you love about Aria's presentation? And Aria, don't worry about the typos. It's totally fine. Those are really hard, weird words that we don't use every day. That's okay. Yep, I've got it, Justin. Yep. What do we love about Aria's songs? What are some of her favorite songs that she picked that you love or that you felt like were just great fits? Life is a Highway. That was such a good one. That was a really good choice. What are some of your other favorites? Anybody? Some of your favorites of what Aria said. I appreciate the time. And again, this is something that is kind of pushes you outside of your comfort zone, right? It takes it kind of to the next level when you're up there presenting your project. So I appreciate that, you have the confidence to get on the mic, share your project, and are able to explain that to everybody. Great, great, great job. I'm so super proud of you. Yes, you're right, Faith. I like that one too. But what I also loved was that what was different between Aria and Pips is that Aria used the template that I put in. And I love that Pip made the template hers. And what I also love about Aria's is that she used my template because we're all different kinds of creative people, right? So sometimes, hold on one second. Mila, can you turn that down, honey? Sorry, Mila's working
The cons of working at home.
Awesome. So the what I love about Pip is that she took it and made it hers. What I also love about Aria's is that she took what I gave her and made it excellent using just those resources. So if you're one of these people that projects kind of feel heavy or overwhelm you, take Aria's example. You don't have to run with it as far as Pip did. As cool as that is, some of us, that is a lot for us to wrap our minds around. Okay. And Aria did just as great of a job and used the template that was provided. All right. And same thing with Justin. So let's take a peek at his. Everybody give Aria some love. I'm so proud of you, Aria. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for getting on mic.
Oh, and Ari, again, sorry that I mentioned the typos. I kind of feel like some grammar person these days. Sorry to mention the typos again, but you did very well.
That's okay. That's how we learn, right? When we put ourselves out there, we want to make sure as a class that we just are highlighting the things that we love, not the mistakes, right? Including me. Some of you find every little typo that I make, all right? And that I try not to make them for professionalism standpoints. But let's face it, as people, we like it when people highlight the positive things we do, right? At least that's how I feel. There's a time and a place for those others. But I say in class, let's keep it positive. Especially because the sharing part of this assignment is optional, right? Right, good. Awesome. So this is Justin's project, right? It's super fun. I like that Justin's is a hybrid. All right. Justin has a hybrid example right here between Pips and Arias. What Justin has done here is he made a little like an image for each one of his organelles. So like I like that if you pull it up maybe on Spotify or something, the song has an image to go with it. So again, this is kind of a middle ground here between the two projects, and all three of these projects are excellent. So let's look at his choices. The first would be the chloroplast. All right, the chloroplast is Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles. Again, this is a good, fun choice that lots of us have made because I think it just makes a lot of sense, right? We know that chloroplast takes the sunlight and converts it to food energy, into ATP for the plant. And so that makes it a great choice. All right. And you can see in his illustration of that song, you can see the sun there. All right. So that makes it a great depiction. The mitochondria. I love this song. Have you guys heard this song? I've got the power. I'm like, it's so catchy and so funny. I love that song forever. But it is perfect. It is a perfect choice for the mitochondria because that is the job of the mitochondria, is to take the food we eat, all right, and put it into an ATP form. The cell, and over here, this one is hard, but you can see it's got an image of I've got the power. All right. 3 is the cell wall. This is The Outside from Taylor Swift, and it's the outside barrier, the protection of the cell. So you can see that album cover for her there. I don't know that song very well. I need to listen to that song again, Justin. Does anybody know any of the words from that song that you're like, oh yeah? Anybody?
Like, which song is he talking about?
I'm talking about the Taylor Swift song, The Outside.
No, I don't remember. I
remember
honestly
either.
don't.
But it sounds like perfect title, so it's perfect. Great choice. Nucleus, Count on Me by Bruno Mars. The nucleus is the control center of the cell, and they depend on one another. I like how he talks about depending, right? Because that word right there is key to the nucleus. Everything in our cell is dependent on that nucleus and the instructions it gives us. Perfect. And here you go is your album cover. I love it. I think we could appreciate these each more when they were bigger, but you'll have to check those out if Justin uploads them to the Padlet. The rough ER is I'm moving on. Again, and I don't know all the lyrics to this, but I think it's great because that is exactly the job of the ER. It's to package things like the UPS center, put tape on the box and send it down to the next area of the cell, wherever that molecule is heading, right? It's kind of like the post office. No, I love it, Justin. These are great. Cell membrane. I knew you were trouble. One of my favorite choices. This is not like one that everyone picks, which I love that it's unique. But does anyone else know that song? I knew you were trouble when you walked in, right? Anybody know that song? Yeah. All right. So the cell membrane
on the core back down. Oh!
Yeah. So that's perfect because the cell membrane does that. It's identifying things and saying, no, you get out of here, that you don't belong in the cell, or it allows it in and out. Great choice. And last but not least, the cytoplasm, something in the water. I mean, what an appropriate song title, right? Something in the water. The jelly-like substance is like the water or the filling of the cell. And that is fantastic. Awesome job, Justin. In chat or on your mics, let's tell him how much you love his project and tell him something awesome about his project. I know I bragged on him a lot.
What is awesome is that the song choices are good, like they're really awesome. But you know what's amazing? You chose an album for every single song, which is pretty unique, as I mentioned. And I do recognize like the fact that they are just, epic. Like Jake said, they they have a very unique album cover for every song that is on the list as we speak. It's just so unique, and I like that.
I like that too. Agree, Hope. I like that too. I missed that, Kai. You like that second album cover. I agree. It was cool. Awesome. Thank you so much, Justin, for letting me share that. Thank you, Aria and Pip. I think this gives you a great example of how you can tweak this project and make it your own. I also love that those of you that have shared it, it shows me that that you listen to music and that you are paying attention to themes of music. Even like when Pip was talking and Arya was talking, I heard them use the word lyrics and choruses and the bridge and the verse. It helps me. I guess I like that. I know that we are in our overlapping things that you guys know and like and listen to and are part of your everyday, and we can relate those to the cell, right? Because the cell is maybe something more foreign to you. And that's a big thing with our learning, is that when we can relate something unfamiliar to something familiar, it has a way of helping us understand the content in a greater capacity. So great job.
Yeah, great job, everyone. Oh, if you guys wanted to share your album covers, you can put this in the Padlet. I put a new category on there. And come to think of it, it's 9:04. We're gonna get started with class. And sorry for the people who are wondering, wait, what are we gonna learn today? This stuff and all that. Thank you for your patience. We're gonna start class for reals now.
Well, we did start class for real. All right, Pip, because what part of our learning is when we learn from each other.
Oh,
So
I
we
get
actually
it.
have been learning this whole time. Maybe we aren't learning something new, but every time you hear something, this is going to
Yeah,
reinforce.
I should have known. Well, the more you know, y'all.
So I think this is a great time to learn from one another, right? And also sometimes when your peers are speaking or talking, or like when I'm reading Justin's verbiage of things, you'll have ways of communicating with each other outside of the ways that I communicate with you. So sometimes there is a greater understanding. I do not know where your journal is right now, but just grab a piece of paper, okay? Awesome. Let's take a peek at what we're going to be looking at tomorrow, because I don't want to dive in too deep. We're going to start looking at the cell organelles one at a time and what their jobs specifically do. Some of the cellular processes that happen within our... You can control the slides. That's all right. I gave everybody all the permissions so that we could yeah, I can fix it here so that everybody could delete things. Let's see. I think that should take that away. Awesome. All right. So let's look at what organelle we might be looking at first. All right. Let's read these. And then I want you to guess which organelle we're going to be learning about today. Who will read for me today? I want Pip to read, but is there someone that hasn't spoke yet that would like to get on?
Ari hasn't spoken a while, so let
me have Ireland go ahead and read today's goals.
Oh, sorry, Ari.
Okay. What is the chemical equation for cellular cellular respiration? Okay. What are the reactants and products of cellular respiration? Where does anaerobic respiration take place?
Yes.
And explain how reactant and products of cellular respiration are important to living organisms. Dear goodness.
You had a lot of hard words, so it's totally fine. You got them all right. So high five. Ireland, rocking it. All right. So what organelle do you think we might be learning about? We're talking about cellular respiration, anaerobic respiration. What do you think? What organelle goes through respiration? What organelle do you think goes through respiration? I have to know. What do you think? Glycolysis, the whole cell? Not quite yet. The nucleus, it's not the nucleus. Justin's got an equation for me, which is right. All right, everybody look at Justin's equation. I want to maybe even copy it and put it on the board. Okay, your equation is part of it, but there's maybe a clue in your equation. Let's look at the equation. There's a clue in this equation. Yes, Faith. Yes, Pip. On your second guess there. Right. So everybody point with your pointer what might be the clue in this equation. Yes, this, right, which is glucose. And this right here is a dead red flag giveaway. It's ATP, all right, energy. So we're going to learn how the mitochondria takes glucose and makes ATP that the cell needs. Now, you're going to start noticing in our lessons right here that you're going to notice that the objectives are different colors. What do you notice about the different colors here? What do you notice about the different colors of our goals and anything else on the slide? They are the colors of the rainbow. Yeah, and somebody's pointing to the purple at the top and the purple at the bottom. Good. And this fuchsia color to this fuchsia color. So we're going to start learning about our learning, even in science. Okay. So today, as we learn, or tomorrow, as we learn the introduction to this, we're going to be gaining the base level knowledge of what cellular respiration is. All right. And then as we continue to gain understanding, our objectives are going to turn colors, right? They're going to go from just like knowing what respiration is into doing and presenting them. All right. Just like we did today. We had played that game earlier in the month about cell organelles. Right. That was our knowledge and understanding down here. But today, what you guys did was all the way up here. What Pip and Arya and Justin and anyone who's done their cell project is up here in evaluation and synthesis. You took the organelles, you took your knowledge of their jobs, you created something, you compared them to something, and then you presented them. Okay? So we're going to start learning about how our learning process works and kind of connecting what we're at, where we're at, what we're learning, and where we're going to go. All right. Does that make sense? Awesome. I see a question. Yes, I sent you a message back about that, Pip. So we have a few new students that are entering our class today. I'm not going to call them out right now until I check and make sure that's okay with them. But they are brand new to our biology class this week. All right. They went through orientation this week and they are joining us. So I opened up the learning of legends or cell organelle games so that they can play that, so then they can get caught up to where we're at in the unit. So if you go to that Legends of Learning and see that those cell organelle games that we had played are open again, you're welcome to play them again. They're not a mandatory thing. They're not part of your grade this time. All right. But they are something that I did open up because we have some new friends with us in class today. Awesome. Well, we did not do it as planned today, but I think sometimes that is just key to learning. All right. So what we do in class is going to help you learn, but it's what you do outside of class that's going to help you kind of get the icing on the cake. So be sure to read these lessons. All right. Be sure to read these lessons and the content. And then we're going to start choosing ways at the end of class that you are going to kind of take a next step in your learning. All right. Some of you watch the recordings. Some of you are going to go complete assignments or do reading. Some of you might make a review game or play that Legends of Learning review game or make flashcards or flowcharts. But me helping you is the first step. You helping yourself is the second step. Awesome. So my daughter was not sick. I actually had a filling come out in my tooth over the weekend. So I called the dentist and got in yesterday, and I went and sat at my appointment was at 9:00. I went and sat at 9:00 and I sat for 2 hours and waited and never got in. Oh, I don't know why they were not. I've never been to an appointment where you wait that long Anyway, I left because I was mad and I couldn't keep waiting. So I actually get to go back tomorrow because that is still there. But I'm going to take you all with me. I have a 9:00 appointment there. So I'm just going to go to the appointment early and teach in my car. So I'll still be with you tomorrow. But I'm going back to the dentist. But you're just going to come with me to the dentist tomorrow. So I will teach from my car tomorrow because I do not want to miss you twice in 1 week because my dentist sucks. So everyone is okay. I just am chewing on one side of my mouth because I'm paranoid that something will get stuck in my tooth and it's freaking me out. So yes, but thank you for caring about my girls and my family and me. It's not too much pain. It's mostly sensitive to hot and cold, and I just don't want to get anything stuck in there. Start any infections. So, but don't worry. I know, field trip to the dentist. Maybe I should take you into the waiting room and be like, listen, this is what you caused us all to go through because you couldn't just get me in. All right, I'm rambling and it's 9:14. Yes, your ELA teachers will hate me. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here. Thank you for caring about my family and I. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you tomorrow at the dentist. Bye, guys.